Hey, good morning everyone. It's Lynn Dunn from Stamptastic Designs. So thanks so much for joining me today. I have some adorable little Easter projects that I want to share with you. Both of these projects, so we have a card, an Easter card, and then we have it coordinating with a little Easter basket. So I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little Easter basket. It's so simple. And we just are going to use a little treat cup to create that. So, good morning. Good morning, Gina. Hi, Jeannie. So, these projects were created with a couple of different fun products. So, the first one is I used the Best Bunny. So, this is actually a stamp set that is in the regular catalog, the annual catalog. So I'm using the little bunny images from this set. Good morning, Trudy. And I'm also using the punch that coordinates with the set. So the punch cuts out the cute little bunny that I used on the Easter basket and the Easter card. So good morning, Pam. Good morning, Carol. So if you're just joining me, we are going to make this adorable little Easter basket. It's so simple to make. And it's made with, let me show you what it's made with. It's made with one of these little sweet cups, little treat containers. So it's just a simple little container. We're not going to use the cover. We're just going to use the container to make the basket. But it's really easy to make. So let me start. Let's start with the card first, and then good morning, Janet. And then I'll show you how to make the Easter basket. Okay, so let me get settled here. Good morning, everyone. I had a lot of fun making these little projects, so I hope you enjoy them. I know Easter is still like a month away. It's kind of late this year. But, all right, so we're gonna start with our card base. This is made from Lemon Lime Twist, so that's the color that I used in the background. And I'm also using some of the Gingham Gala designer paper, so to make the little Easter eggs and to make this little Easter grass and stuff, I'm using that paper. Actually, let me switch these around here. So these are some of the pieces that I have, and all of the measurements for these pieces are out on my website. So I have the link to my website in the description with this video, so you can always go out there and get all the measurements, but I'll quickly tell you what I have here. So for the background piece on this card, I have just a 3x4 inch piece of the yellow, I think it's Daffodil Delight gingham paper. And then I also have the Lemon Lime Twist, and so this is about 1 by 4 inches, and this is going to go across the bottom here. And then I used my rectangular stitched framelits to cut out, you know, a little background for the bunny. So this is, I think this is about 1 3/4 by 3 1/4, I believe. So you can, if you don't have the stitched framelits, you can always just cut out a rectangular shape. All right, so what I'm going to do, I also have a background piece. So this is the piece here for the background. And this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add my paper to the background. Good morning, everyone. So this will just be our background piece for the card. And then to create the grass, so I don't know if you noticed on this card, but I have like little fringes here on this paper. There's nothing fancy about it. All you need is a scissors. And I just took my 1 by 4 inch piece, and I actually just kind of followed the pattern in the paper and just made little cuts all the way across just to create kind of this grass look. So it's pretty easy to do. And you don't have to be perfect about it. I know mine's not perfect. So you just kind of go along and you know, put little snips in your paper to kind of create that grass look. And so this piece is going to go right across the bottom here. Okay. Hello, good morning, good morning. So what I want to do, let's see. I think I'm just going to set this aside for the moment. I want to create the bunny for this card. So I showed you the little punch. It's a little bunny builder punch. So, you know, you got the little hands or feet, and then you got the body for the bunny and the little tail. So in order to use the punch, you know, instead of punching out each individual piece on here, you can line up your stamped images, and I already did this, but you can line up your stamped images so that, well, let me show you. I'll just show you. It'll make much more sense if I show you. So I have a little template here that I punched out the bunny shape. And then I took my little bunny shapes, and I think I showed you guys this with the tulip set, but you just put your bunny pieces in these shapes on the template, and then you put your block on top and you lift them up. Let's see, there we go. And then you put your block on top and you lift them up, and they will be perfectly positioned for you to stamp your bunny and punch it out. Instead of punching out 3 individual things, you can punch them out all at once. So let's see if my theory works. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. So I'm just gonna use some basic gray ink, and I'll stamp this little guy right on the corner here. And then I'll take my punch and slide this in, and hopefully it lines up. Actually, I lied. Hold on, hold that thought. Before I punch it out, I want to color it in. It's a lot easier to color in before you punch it. So I'm gonna add this cute little face on the bunny. So we'll just stamp that on there. And there's a couple different smiley faces for the bunny. So the first thing, let's see, I want to color the, you know, just add some little pink on my bunny. Oops, let's get that out of the way. And then, so I'm just using some Stampin' Blends to add some color. So I have some pink and I have some gray. You can use any coloring tools that you have on hand. If you like the Stampin' Blends, you can use those. So this is just Smoky Slate. If you have regular markers, you can use those. If you like to watercolor, you can do that. So there's lots of different possibilities here. So I'll just quickly color this in. I'll try to do it as quick as possible. So there's the body. And let's see. Can't talk and color at the same time. Not very well anyways. Whoops, went a little bit out of the lines, but that's okay. Nobody will notice, right? It's handmade. Only you guys will notice. Only the thousands of people that are watching me do this will notice. Okay. There we go. So that's good. So now we got our little bunny colored. Now we can go ahead and punch them out. All right. So now we're just going to slide this in, and you'll notice that because I, created that template, it's a lot easier to line this little guy up and punch out all the shapes. Okay, and now I have another template that I can use. All right, so with the bunny, he's pretty simple to put together. I just use a couple of glue dots to put together the head. So we'll put the head on the bunny. And then I'll put these little arms or feet, feet or arms, these little pieces, I'll put these on. So again, I'm just using a little glue dot just to put those on. So there's my little bunny. Okay, so now I'm going to add a couple little dimensionals to the back of my bunny. So I'll just cover up where that glue dot is. And I'm going to put him right in the center of my rectangular square. Oh my gosh, of my rectangular shape. Good grief. It's one of those days, you guys. Okay, and then this little guy will get tucked under there. So let's add a couple more, let's add a couple more dimensionals. And I'll just pop this up on the card. And then once I have this popped up on the card, then I'll add that little fringe that we made. Okay, so there's our little bunny. And then for the fringe, I just added some tape across the bottom here. And it's cut to the same size as my paper, my white paper. So that just goes across the bottom. And then I used some of the ombre ribbon and just tied a little knot, a little knotted kind of bow, I guess you could say, around here. We'll get that out of the way. So we're just gonna double knot this right in the center. And then we'll just trim off the excess. And then we'll adhere this to the card, and we'll tuck in some of the other fun little things. So this is the coordinating card, and then I will show you how to make the basket that goes along with this. All right. So there's the card, and then I just used a couple little oval shapes. Yeah, it looks like grass. I just like that look. Then I have a couple little oval shapes here, so I just stamped the sentiment ahead of time, but I'm just going to put my little Easter greetings matted out on a little piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock. So we'll just add that. So I have a little scalloped oval behind here, so that goes right there. And then for these pieces, you can just tuck these underneath the grass. So I'm going to cut them down just a little bit. And then I'll tuck them under. Again, these, I created the little Easter eggs just with some oval shapes. So we'll just tuck that little one under there. And then this one I'm just going to pop up a little bit with a dimensional, and that's it. So I just added a little dimensional on the back, tucked it under the grass, and now we have some super cute little Easter cards. Fun, right? Okay, so let's create the Easter basket. So the little Easter basket is created, like I said, with one of these treat cups, and these treat cups, I think they're called sweet cups. They come in a pack of 10. So I only have 2 grandchildren, so I don't necessarily need all 10, but I will definitely find a use for them. But if you have lots of grandchildren, children, friends, whoever you want to give this to, you can make 10 of these cute little things. So move that out of the way. And then again, you can see I have some little ovals in here. Same thing I did on the card. I have my little bunny, and then my little handle for the basket, and I just filled my basket with some little shredded paper. So let me show you. Let's see if I can get this to stay here without rolling away. So let's show you how to make that. we're gonna do the same type of thing that I did on the card. So I started doing it already. I have my pattern paper here that I just created the little grassy look. So that's what this is on here on the basket. So you're gonna need 2 pieces of paper. You can use regular cardstock. In this case, I used the gingham gala paper. So this is the lemon lime twist color, and this is just 2x6. So you're gonna need 2 2x6s. And again, you're just gonna go along, and if you're using this paper, just use the pattern that's on here to kind of make your snips to create the grass. We'll just create this. I already created the other one, so you don't have to watch me do that. And then we're gonna just go and adhere this to the inside of the tree cup. All right. And I just used some, I gotta find it here. I just used some tear-in tape. So this is gonna fit right on the inside of the cup like this, okay? So I'm just gonna add a little bit of tear-in tape to this, just like on the edges here, just to hold it down on the inside of the cup. You can use whatever adhesive you want. I was kind of playing around with it yesterday, and I was using some liquid glue, and me and liquid glue is kind of like me and glitter. It just gets everywhere, so so I opted not to use the liquid glue today. Okay, so we can just go along and kind of fluff up our little grass here. And then we'll add this to the inside of the cup. Now you probably don't need 2 full pieces of 6-inch, 6-inch long paper, but it was just easier to do it that way. It kind of looks cute, gives it a little bit of dimension. Okay, so now we're just gonna put this on the inside of the card. Jeez, I think I need to go back to bed. On the inside of the treat cup here. All right, let's get in there. There. So that's on the one side, and then you could just kind of fluff this a little bit. And then we'll put a little bit of tape on the other one and do the exact same thing. All right. So are you guys working on Easter projects yet? This is, like I said, I know it's kind of late this year. It's like towards the end of April, I believe. All right. So now we'll put this one on. And again, we'll just overlap it. There. And that's it. So now you can just kind of play around with it and, make it look like grass. However you want to do that, okay? And now we're gonna put the handle on it. So the handle I just created, this is a 3/4 inch wide piece of lemon lime twist cardstock, and it's 11 inches long. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive, and I'm using the same tear-in tape. So you want a little stronger adhesive so that you can hold, when people pick up the basket, that it actually holds. If you use like snail adhesive, it tends to come loose. So now I'm just gonna add this on the inside of the basket. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna squish that on the inside, and then I add it push this over on this side. Whoops. Okay, there we go. There, now you got your little handle. And now all I'm gonna do is just, I have a bunch of different things cut out. So I made another bunny, you know, the same way that I just showed you guys how to make the bunny. I made a little bunny, and I have a couple dimensionals on the back to pop that bunny up. I have a couple layering ovals, so this is what I'm putting on the front of the basket. So we'll do that. And I'm gonna add my bunny right away. And the nice thing about the way I put this on, I'm gonna pop him up just a little bit. The way that I put this basket together is that you can just tuck these little pieces right in the front of the basket. You don't even have to adhere them, but I'll adhere them. But you could just kind of tuck them in there and adhere them as you go. So you don't have to put your Easter eggs on here first. You can just tuck them in, I guess is my point. So I'll put a little bit of adhesive on here to hold this guy in place. I just glued him to the table. Let's get some, I'll put a glue dot on there. It'll probably be easier. So I'm just adding a little glue dot to the bottom part here. And then I'll just tuck it under in the front. And there's my little bunny decoration. And then I'm going to add these little pieces. So let's see if they'll fit in there. So again, I'm just gonna use some glue dots. These are little ovals. That's all I did to create the little Easter eggs, is I just made little ovals. And you just kind of tuck them behind the bunny, tuck them behind or in front of the grass. And let's see, how much room do I got here? You might have to cut your ovals, just depends on the look that you're going for. I'm gonna cut this one down just a little bit. So I just snipped off the end. Oops. And again, I'm using glue dots, so just sneak those little guys right in there. Get in there. After I just told you to go in there easy. All right, so there's an Easter egg, there's another one, and we'll just stick in this last one, and that is it. So this one is yellow. This one I cut from the Daffodil Delight paper. And then I'll just tuck that little guy right in there. There, that's it. So you could decorate these any way you want. We can also, I'll show you this one. We can also add a little bit of ribbon. I just added a little bit of that ribbon, the same, let me bring the card back. The same kind of ribbon that I used on the card, I also tied around the little basket. So it's really fun, super cute. Like I said, it's really easy to put together. You just need some green paper, use your pattern paper, use your cardstock, whatever you want to do. And you can create these adorable little Easter projects. So there. So I hope you enjoyed these fun little projects. Before I go, I want to show you just one other thing. Well, actually, I lied. I want to show you two other things. So, if you don't want to create an Easter basket, so, you know, I have this little Easter basket here. You can also just use the treat cup as is with the cover. So let me take this off. So you can, I actually sponged, used a little sponge dauber and just kind of went around the treat cup with different colors. So these are the same colors that are in the gingham gala paper. So, you know, you have your Grapefruit Grove and your Daffodil Delight and Highland Heather, all that kind of stuff. And you could just make a little polka dotted, you know, design on your tree cup. You do have to let it dry for a little bit. If you don't let it dry, you're going to smear the ink because this tree cup is a little bit shiny. So, and then I just added this little decoration to the top. So same thing, I used the Best Bunny and just changed out the colors a little bit. And the last thing that I wanted to show you is you can also make, you know, use these treat cups to make a little basket with with those daisies. So, you know, it's the same concept, except for this time I covered the tree cup with some of the designer paper, and then I, you know, created my handle, and then on the side I added some little flowers, some little daisies, and just used a little brad to put it together. You can see on the inside that the brad is on the inside. It goes right through the tree cup. So just a couple fun little ideas for you. It's a lot of fun. Easter is a lot of fun to create little cute projects for. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed these projects. And if you missed some of the instructions for these projects, you can go out to my blog, my website, and the instructions for the little bunny card and the Easter basket are all out on my website. So feel free to check those out. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Take care, and I will see you guys again next week. Have a great day, everyone.